Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of GSP. Everyone thought we would fall off. We didn't. Back-to-back weeks. The first podcast to ever do it. How are y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic, Proof.
Back and better than ever.
Editing Proof Vlog. I just thought I should mention that I didn't have a face cam today just because I've caught a cold as of late, and I don't want my face shield to be me covered in snot. So next episode, for sure, we're going to have it. Now, today's episode, we're going to be talking about all the tournaments that happened this last weekend, and since there's literally nothing happening this weekend, it's like the first dead weekend of Smash we've had, maybe all year, we're going to be talking about everyone that qualified through Watch the Throne, or at least everyone that qualified through the voting phase of Watch the Throne.
I'm excited for it. I mean, there's, I feel like a lot of stuff happened this past weekend. Like you said, not much is happening this upcoming weekend, but we got a lot to talk about, so.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be dry, but all the tournaments that we went over in the last
Hey, I'm trying to hype it up.
It's going to be a good episode this time around. I'm happy to be back. Like you said, only Smash podcast out there that's doing it 2 weeks in a row.
Amen.
Consistency.
Come see us.
All right, let's
start. Get this everywhere.
Let's start with Delta 5. It was the biggest event of the weekend by far, coming in, I believe, S+ tier. I'll check that in a second. But for our top 8, you're going to have Jogaboo and Nietono in 7th, Ken and Jagaimo in 5th, Yara in 4th, Mia in 3rd, her in 2nd, and winning the whole thing was, of course, Acola. What are you guys' thoughts on the event?
I mean, first of all, before we get into our top 2 placers, I feel like that's going to be the biggest point of conversation. My man Nietono, bro, he came through and secured a top 8. What an absolute legend. I don't think anybody was expecting him to make it this far. I'm trying to check his seeding
His
real quick.
run was so good. He beat Zach Ray, Toraguri, he took out both your picks. We'll get to that in a second.
I know.
Takai and Kameme. Like, insane run.
Yeah, definitely one of those staple figures in Smash that's been around forever. And, you know, I'd say in Ultimate, his results haven't always been there at the bigger events. So there's a lot of big upsets in there. You know, a lot of players in Japan that have been recently doing well, and he just kind of powered through all of them.
Yeah, Nietono's somebody who, great since Brawl, been coming to the U.S. since Brawl and doing awesome. 3rd at EVO 2018 for Smash 4. He's done great at majors, like in the beginning of Ultimate when he was using Pichu and Wario and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's always awesome to see a good Nietono run, man. He, beat Kameme, arguably top 10 player in the world right there. After he got beat by him 3-0 in winners, he came back through losers and was able to get the Game 5 W on him. Like, I just love to see it. Nietono was one of my favorite players in Smash 4, so to see him doing great still is amazing.
You gotta give me peach. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, for me, like it's there's definitely a lot of players I feel like I said, I really got into competitive Smash with Smash 4. So a lot of these names I recognize right off the bat, and I'm like, I haven't seen them in a little while, and to see them like placing well now, years later, it's always cool to see.
You gotta give him huge props for switching into Diddy Kong, like super, super late game. He fully switched off Pichu. Actually, he might still have Pichu as a secondary, but Diddy is the main focus now, and he's still doing extremely well, which is like obviously a massive risk.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he has one other character that I can't remember right now, but the Diddy is definitely the main character.
Yeah, I'm not sure who his other character is either.
Yeah, I'll try to find it on the Pichu page. And while I do that, if y'all remember from last episode, we picked a couple players that we thought would overperform at both Cirque and Delta 5. Now, Jazara, do you want to start with your guy? How do you do?
So for Delta number 5, I went with my boy Aim. Of course, I'm a Sheik player. I always got to go with my fellow Sheik players out there. I'm trying to pull up his results at the moment. I believe he placed right at his seed, actually. Right below. 14th seed, placed 17th, so one placement below. He had the unfortunate bracket of having Shuton, which is arguably one of Sheik's worst matchups, and Shuton is amazing against Sheik as well.
Yeah.
So I think he ended up going Joker for the second half of that set, and then he played Nietono in losers and got 3-0'd by him. So he was one of the unfortunate victims of that bracket run.
Reference, Shuton has beat IM in their last 7 encounters, which is not a great draw for sure.
Yeah, it's a hard matchup for Sheik, for sure.
Yeah, I think he might have one on Shuton all the time, maybe one.
It's 12-4 overall, which is actually not that bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's actually not terrible.
And Shuton's smart though, and he won't go Aegis against Sheik. He's gonna pick Olimar for sure.
Yeah, Ego's not gonna get in the way there.
Yeah, all day, just like when he plays against Samus. Just those are like the two matchups. It's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Olimar's
I like the Shuton Olimar. I like Olimar though. What can I say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shiton's one of my favorite players. He's amazing. He's so smart and
So
like
smart.
yeah, he's just so impressive. Such an impressive player.
Yeah, I mean, his Pikmin management is just crazy. Like I don't know, just like as an Olimar player, like I love watching high level Olimar. I think there's a lot of depth to that character that people don't realize. Like on the surface, right? It just looks like you're chumping, Pikmin, but you constantly have to manage. You constantly have to figure out, what lineups are optimal right now. And I think Shuton's, does it the best.
Yeah, no matchups and everything, and like some of Olimar's stuff very specific. Like you need to get that blue for the kill throw, and if the opponent also knows how to play around Pikmin, the first
Yeah.
3 they die so easy. Like they can just
Yeah.
if they have a strong aerial, like they can all get whacked in that first swing. So you really need to be smart about it. And Shuton's probably number 1 Olimar in the world.
Yeah,
Not
for
probably,
sure.
He is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Myron
I definitely would
retired,
say that.
so
Yeah. RP Myron can keep up with that Fighter Pass 2.
I don't blame him.
Damn.
When Olimar was Fighter Pass 2, though, he was out here, man.
Olimar was Fighter Pass 0 when the game first came out.
Straight up, yeah.
Bring it back.
All right, Imar, who was your pick?
So I had Toriguri as my main pick, who also fell at the hands of Nietono in losers bracket. So Toriguri lost to Hurt in winners, who went on a crazy run overall at this bracket. And then in losers, he ended up beating Gact in a game 5 set, which I think is pretty impressive because that's a tough matchup, I feel like, for Banjo. Banjo's whole kind of gameplay kind of revolves around grenade, and Ness knows that and can just basically stop it at all times. And then right after beating Gact, he ended up falling to Nietono 3-2, another game 5 situation. So another close one, but overall pretty impressive run. I believe he was seeded 23rd and he placed 25th, so pretty much right where he's
right on, yeah.
SPR of only -1. Now, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I picked Hurt. And boy, did he perform. Oh, my Lord. He won 8 sets in a row in the losers bracket over players like Toriguri in winners, then lost to Kameme, then beat Reno, Leaf, Shuton, Nietono, Ken, Yara, Mia, and Acola, even though he did lose the reset, one of the best grand finals I've seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah, no, his run was infinitely impressive. Like, he's young too, from as far as I know.
Super young, at least a young competitor.
Yeah, young competitor at least. He don't look like he's like. He looks like he's around Acola's age as well. You know what I mean? So like Japan, they got all these young monsters out here, bro. Dormigi, Acola, Mia, this guy. Like it's over, bro.
New prodigy every week. Fire, don't forget about him.
Fire, yeah.
Every single week, there's a new one.
But hey, all the old heads are still competing too. You got Ken in there, you got Nietono making the comeback, so it's crazy to see, it's really cool, and it also is cool to see that balance between, those characters like Steve that everyone complains about, right? Fighter Pass 2, but you're also seeing other characters be successful. Captain Falcon in top 8, that's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
So it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
I think Japan is like they're getting close to peak ultimate, I think, like where the game's actually gonna evolve to. In America, the game's
there's like 5 players in America that are close.
Yeah, and I feel like in America, like not to the Japanese competitors, they definitely play with a little more like fire, passion with it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's more heart behind the game plan rather than like I play for the win. I play for the win. So, but I mean. Steve, Snake, Game & Watch, Samus, Palutena, Sonic. These are tournament characters right here, and for them to fill out every spot of the top 8, Falcon's the only character that kind of is a little bit surprising, but Jogabu's cracked.
Yeah, crazy, and it's cool. Yeah, because remember we were talking about Jogabu, wanting to see him do well at this tournament because, a little bit of a disappointment over in Europe. What was the tournament called? Terra, yeah, there you go. Terra, that's what I'm thinking of. So to see him bounce back, that's pretty cool.
100%. I had a run beating Kananabe, Neo, and Noi in losers bracket. So very, very good stuff from him, along with Chicken in winners. So
he beat Now, not Neo.
That's what I meant. My bad.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, now the Mario player, right? Yeah.
Also, even though Japan, they're picking to win, you also had Leaf getting 13th of this tournament with Robin beating Zachary.
Yeah. Okay,
they have the top and they have the bottom characters, and they're all doing extremely well.
They're all cracked, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to see, man. I really do. Their meta's so diverse over there.
It's a really fun
It's
region to
like
watch.
you could have a bunch of Steve players running around. Like you said, we got Robin still. We got players like Takara, Alice still doing great. Repo with Mega Man, like Umeki with Peach. They got a lot of cool
All
characters
with
over
K.
there.
Rool.
Yeah.
Zaki with DDD.
Yeah.
The legend.
Yo,
MK Leo Slayer back in Smash 4.
I was there at that tournament live when that happened.
Were you really?
That was like the craziest crowd reaction I've ever seen. We literally paused in the middle of a tournament doubles match to watch the set.
That's crazy. Definitely one of my favorite Japanese players for sure. I don't think he was actually at this event though.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
It was actually a pretty small event. There's only 300 entrants, or less than that.
Yeah, that's what. It's just like super stacked. It's just not huge.
Super top heavy.
Yeah.
And then before we do move on, we got to give Acola his flowers because my
sure.
God,
the kid's built different.
He does not lose game 5s.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable. And you know, I seen this tweet from controversial player Salem talking about it, saying that, you know, Acola, basically nobody makes him actually try hard. And you see in these game 5s when he actually starts to try hard, he doesn't lose. He just refuses to. He'll start busting out all the
he pulls out all the
surviving
tricks.
Forever. Like he starts losing. He gets that.
I watched that
up,
clip. Yeah,
dude, that clip of him versus Hurt at the end, where Hurt survives like a miraculous 20 seconds. Imagine if he just did that always. Like it would be so over. I mean, it already is.
I think the only player that we've really seen, you know, really test him is Spargo, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, here and there he always has a chance to lose, but I think consistently Spargo's the only one that we can say can beat Acola on a consistent level. I feel like, even though we've seen other players beat Acola for sure, but I don't know. For me, it's I feel like when I watch Smash tournaments, right, I like to root for the underdog, you know, of course.
Yeah.
There's always at least one, you know, 2 underdogs in top 8 at every event.
Of course.
But in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, no matter what happens, if Acola's still there, if Spargo's still there, they're getting at least top 2. And if it's a bracket reset, they're clutching it out, all day.
Pretty much.
All day.
Yeah.
Spargo's just he matches Acola on game knowledge, but he's just a little bit quicker, plays a little bit better in matchup. So
he has Cloudflare.
And he has Cloudflare, exactly. For as good as his record is against him, I feel like people discredit Acola a little bit on their matchups. At Genesis, he definitely got farmed. There are other matchups; they usually aren't terrible. You know what I mean?
Calgary wasn't great.
Calgary wasn't great. I feel like Battle of BC, he had some close games with the Aegis. I've seen the Steve do okay before, but I feel like people totally just discredit him when it's it's the fact that Spargo is just absolutely different at this game. Anybody not in the top 20, yeah.
Spargo is kind of different, but it's definitely for Acola. It's a tough matchup, and again, I think it is just a barrier. He plays much worse when he plays Spargo, so I want to see them playing at their best. Because even when Acola's playing his best, I still think that Spargo can beat him. We just haven't seen it in a long time.
I think so too, and I think that a similar thing happened with Acola and MK Leo when they first played, where it seemed like Acola just seemed scared, he just couldn't do his Acola stuff against him. But once he figured out Leo after that one tournament, I know Spargo's gotten him a lot more times, but I don't know if Leo's beating Acola again. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if it's a clip or a tweet, but Acola was like, "Yeah, I beat Leo because I just watched the Odin VOD. They just played like that." It's so funny.
Man, all I'm saying is whenever we do see the rematch, I want to see Acola do it with DK. I want to see it. The resurgence.
DK beats Cloud. That's all I'll say.
We saw a glimpse of it previously. I want to see the best DK in the world right there. I want to see it happen.
Okay, real talk. Who MK Leo and Acola play again? Who do you think MK Leo is picking? What character?
He should go Byleth. I think Byleth is his best matchup. Even though he got rocked, I still think Byleth's the correct
He'll
choice.
probably go Aegis. But yeah, I think Byleth's the best choice. But yeah. Or maybe Joker. I don't know.
I want to see him try Joker. I don't think that that's a great matchup for Joker. Probably not bad, but I agree with Proof that Byleth probably, at least in the tournament setting, probably matches into Steve a little bit better, a little more consistent. But I want to see the Joker go crazy against the Steve.
I think he should pull the Ike. It breaks the walls. I'm not saying Ike beats Steve. I'm not saying that, but
didn't Acola go game 19 with some Ike online before?
Sure.
In like a first to
just
10
don't
or
get hit off
something like
stage.
that. Yeah.
Ike versus one block.
Who will win? All right.
All
Is there
over.
anything else we want to talk about Delta 5?
For Delta, shouts to Jagaimo as well. Great run, winner side
Beat
of
Shuton.
top 8. Beat Shuton. Yeah, very, very impressive stuff right there. I feel like Olimar, matches into Palutena pretty well. Shuton, it looks like almost got the reverse 3-0 with Olimar, but you just need that one if you're up 2-0. So Jagaimo clutched it out game 5.
Shout out to the Mia Steve.
Yeah, it was funny. I actually like me and Steve a lot, but I like Steve. I know unpopular opinion, but I think that character's super funny.
Yeah, I think it's creative to watch different Steves. You know, too much Steve, not the best, but every now and then it's good to see a high level Steve.
My favorite Steve players are players that don't play Steve, playing Steve, because they just they just run it down, and it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And then I'll give really quickly again, huge shout out to her. He beat Mia in Game & Watch Snake. He literally didn't use grenades. It's unreal, but
combat,
it's so insane.
I think we talked about that, right? We're going to talk a little bit more, with comments and things like that, and kind of bring that up in future episodes. Kind of, bring in some of your guys' ideas, possibly.
I don't think that we did, so I'm just going to edit this in. At the start, leave a comment down below. We will be answering one question, a single question. It could be you. It could be you.
Could be.
And yeah. Again, thank you all for everything. No. Maybe not, probably not. All right, let's move on to our next event. Do we want to start with Cirque to CFL 2, or do we want to start with Litvitational? Because they kind of coincide.
Let's go over Litvitational real quick. So for anybody not familiar, this was like basically a pre-local to Cirque. Invite only, had like the top players plus the TO. Pretty damn stacked event. Light ended up taking game 10 over DeBuzz in grand finals. Played him in winners finals as well.
The Buzz beat Light for the first time in 1,405 days. That's how long it's been since the Buzz beat Light. And even though Light was 3-1 against the Buzz on the weekend, that's a huge W for him.
That's insane.
That 100%. And the fact, he brought it to game 5 2 more times with the tournament. He's
only
right
in the
there.
grants. It's a misreport on.
Okay.
Yeah, he did in the reset, I believe. And then, actually, I don't know how it went at Cirque. Maybe that was game 5 as well. I'll check.
For sure.
Well, yeah, huge props to the Buzz for that, and then bigger props to Light for being DeBuzz 3 times. He's
overall, I'd say it was pretty reflective of what was happening at CFL, Cirque to CFL. Where we see basically the people that plays very well at the Invitational also plays well at Cirque. Overall, it's kind of that same cluster of players. So. It's.
Shouts to Peanut as well. He played phenomenal, especially in Invitational.
I was gonna say
Peanut's fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
I like watching Mega Man.
Peanut, he gets busy with school from time to time, as far as I know from my research I've done on him. So he has periods where he goes inactive for months and months, but he always comes back, man. It's never. I'm never surprised when I see that.
Those are like my favorite types of players, where it's like they don't really come out often, but when they do, it's just like okay, like they just turn it on and you remember. Okay, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have our picks for Cirque to CFL as well. Imar, let's start with you this time.
So for Cirque, I believe I had Mides taking it, and he got, was it 5th? I think I got 5th. Let me pull it up real quick.
And then I think your overperformer was Beast Mode Paul, and he did okay in the Cirque bracket, but he did really well at the Litvitational.
So Beast Mode Paul, again, like I said, Hero is an interesting character. Lots of things can happen for sure. So and like I said, he's done well in the past, and he I'd say, considering the character, a pretty consistent player overall. So still, overall decent performance. Mutes, like we kind of talked about, I know we both said that, Jazara, where we think Mutes is either going to win it or, placed right outside of top 8, getting 5th, which is not bad at all.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah. And overall, I would say, again, like I always root for DeBuzz, but we got Zomba and Light taking it, number 1 and number 2. And looking back on it, I feel like that would have been the safe pick for the event.
Yeah, probably.
I went with Light to take the whole thing. Ended up getting 2nd. Can't complain about it. I said that light was in Zomba's head, man, but proof was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Zomba was
The
just
matchup
confident.
chart.
Yeah, that matchup chart,
He
man.
did get him at Litvitational though.
And hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Zomba's #1 in US right now. I feel like he's just been going too crazy. Tweak, I think it's him and Tweak for sure. I tied for #1, and then Light's right below them. But the kid's crazy, dude. He just plays that. He plays his own game. I don't really know how to describe it. You watch him play, and it's like he just has this ability to just switch up his timings over and over, and like he'll go from like so predictable to like
he'll roll 5 times and then he'll F smash region. It's like, okay,
and you're like, he'll hit you with some cracked combos. He doesn't have like the craziest Rob 0 to deaths, but his combos are effective.
Yeah,
he's getting
for sure.
He's just effective with
he went from Fundy's
so
Rob,
fast.
and then he started doing the crazy stuff, and it's like, okay, well, that's why I stopped it. He's already good, and then just absolutely popped off. And then, who is your underperformer, Jazara? Or not your underperformer, the guy that you thought would do better?
So the person I thought that would overperform at this event was going to be, I said Chunky Kong or Kobe. Chunky Kong didn't end up showing up. And Kobe actually underperformed quite a bit. Kobe didn't have his strongest weekend this time around. At the Litvitational, I believe he won no sets and pools. He only took a game off of Mute Ace, who he historically matches up into really well. And then lost 3-0 to Beast Mode Paul in the main bracket. And then he went 2-2 at this event, getting 33rd.
I will throw him a life raft, though. He lost to Riku and Karama.
So
we'll talk about Karama's run in just a second. I don't want to let you finish your segment, Kobe. Editing fruit block here. We didn't talk about Karama's run because we forgot, but he was able to win 8 sets in a row in the loser side of bracket, beating players like Kobe, Osh9, Anathema, Mellow Mike Dominator, and Jen. So really nice run from him.
Yeah, he just had the unfortunate bracket pool of having to play against Karama. Both the NorCal guys, by the way, going into losers really early on. Mm-hmm. Louis Money as well, like losing to G Swizzy.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, I guess. And then apparently, man, he beat Louis Money. I couldn't do it. And then he gets dubs on Mysterica, TM Zap.
Zap.
Samsora, Riku, and then loses out to Viri. So I don't know. The Robs were going crazy this weekend.
Viri also beat Karama.
Yeah.
Took out NorCal.
And Louis Money beat Zomba at the Litvitational and lost to Viri.
Wait a minute.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we'll let you figure out what you want with that
Viri,
data.
Viri built different.
Yeah.
Viri only didn't make top 8 because he had to play against Lima. -10 matchup right there.
And that's being generous.
Zomba will tell you himself.
And then my pick to win was also Mute Ace. Didn't go as planned. And then my overperformer was Jen, who did end up getting top 8. Really nice run from him.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew he was going to do well. He is such a phenomenal player when he actually goes to stuff. Was able to get wins over Aaron, Omega, and Pina, as well as Beast Mode Paul. And Goku. Like, what a run.
Yeah, no, amazing run right there. And that was somebody I believe we talked about in the episode. We all kind of spoke highly on him. Been one of my favorite players for a long time now. He always pops off in Florida for some reason. Like, I don't know if he lives there, but like, I think he got 9th at like Let's Make Moves Miami, like 9th at CEO or something like that. Like, he always goes crazy in Florida.
Something in the air.
Yeah, something in the air out there, man. That humidity, I was gonna say. And he lost to DeBuzz, fellow New York player, and then Karama, who, I mean, he plays against Louis Money he plays against Louis Money all the time as well. That's a hard matchup right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Overall, solid tournament.
Overall.
Before we talk about Zomba, Jake, really impressed by Jake because he was in hiatus pretty much. I think his last big event was CEO and his last major was Collision, and those are the only 2 notable events he went to. He looked good at Litvitational, but it wasn't anything crazy. In the main bracket, though, he was phenomenal. Beat Mute Ace, by the way, who beat him at the Litvitational and has beaten Acola. Beat Lima, probably beat a couple other people, I'll find it, but just insane run from him.
Jake went on a run beating, his loser's run was J Mafia, Game 5, all these Game 5, by the way. J Mafia, Chase, and Goblin, all Game 5. Beats Lima 3-1, beats Mute Ace Game 5, and then loses to DeBuzz. So
that's insane.
That's insane right there.
Crazy run. Big ups and
especially clutching back-to-back Game 5s. I feel like that's such a difficult thing to do because, like, like you have to be able to like control your nerves, you know, like, and especially like back to back to back, you're constantly playing, and especially that part in the bracket, you know, they're trying to finish things up to get to top 8. So a lot of times you're playing, you know, right after your sets are over, pretty much. So to just stay composed like that is always impressive.
100%, and like Chase and Goblin, these are players I think about, high energy players. You know what I mean? Like they're bringing the energy. They're playing aggressive throughout the game. It's a lot on your mind to have to play against them, especially in game 5. So to be able to pick up dubs against those two guys, very, very impressive from them.
Yeah, great run from Jake, but we got to talk about the winner. Zomba popped off super hard, got 3rd at Litvitational, which is, I expected. I think he was 2nd seed, but whatever. Ends up winning this one. He beats Anathema, which is probably his hardest matchup there because that guy is so good at the Rob Ditto. Goblin to get into the top 8. Once in the top 8, he beats the Buzz and double eliminates Light. Game 5 first set, game 4 second set. What do y'all think of him?
I mean, he's him, bro. I don't know what to say. Like we're giving him his props a little bit earlier. Rob is kind of our character of discussion this week that we wanted to go over, and you know, Zomba and like I mentioned before, Veery kind of popping off of this event. I don't know how Anathema ended up doing overall.
I know that Karama was his run.
Karama,
Karama took out a lot of good people. He took out Jen, he took out Anathema, he took out Sean or Mellow Mike, Dominator, as well as another player with a pop art front beating Chase and Samsora. So
is Mellow Mike Sean?
Someone in my comments said that, so hopefully they're not lying to me.
I feel like that might be right. I was like, low-key, he got Mellow Mike who into like, Dominator. He had the Mickey run into top 8, bro. What the heck?
We also had Epic Gabriel in top 32 as well.
Epic Gabriel as well, yeah.
Another Rob.
He got a really nice upset at Cirque as well, I believe. Oh, never mind. I'm misremembering. Well, always nice to see Epic Gabriel events. He's a really good player.
Epic Gabriel beat Chase in pools.
I was right. Oh, that's a big win.
Yeah, no, that's a very solid win right there. But Rob right now, I've talked about it in the previous episode, and y'all are gonna hear me talk about it in probably every single episode. Rob is such a good tournament character. He's a tournament character. Yep. It don't matter how bad his matchups are, bro, because when you've been playing for 10 hours straight and you got to deal with Rob down tilt while you're trying to Pikachu ladder me off the side, have fun. It's a lot easier for me to get my stuff off. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to switch up the tempo, Rob's able to stall, zone, box, great edge guarding tools, can 0 to death you off of an item out of shield. Like, he really
kill throws.
He's really kill throws. 50-50 off a down throw.
Nair, just in general.
Nair in general, just really solid stuff. Obviously, an exploitable character, but I mean, with wins over characters like Rosalina and Fox, these are characters that I would expect match up, you know, relatively well into Rob.
Mario as well,
and he's just out here farming.
Yeah, I definitely think Rob. You know, if you want to win a tournament, pick up Rob. Or pick up Steve.
Game & Watch.
Game & Watch. I was about to say Game & Watch. Yeah. You know, that's like the trio right there. Definitely Rob stocks are going up. I think this is definitely one of those characters where when you look at the breakdown of a lot of events, the most represented character a lot of times actually tends to be Rob, I feel like. It's such a good character. And like, I feel like it's one of those characters where anybody that puts in the time a little bit can play the character, but if you really put in the time, like the sky's the limit, you know. There's just so much that, like we said, like that the character can do, and you know, Zomba's cracked. I don't know what else to say. Zomba's doing it the best, but even, you know, at the lower levels, we still see Rob successful everywhere.
100%.
I mean, he's got it all.
He does, and it's crazy. Like, I feel like Rob's been a character that's been brought up and dropped many times throughout Ultimate's history. We've seen many renaissance of Rob. We've seen 2019 Zachary Rob. We saw Wi-Fi era Rob. We saw Rob is the #1 played character in 2021 and like the beginning of 2022, and then now we're seeing you know, Zomba again take this character to higher and higher levels. Kind of is the only top rep now, but
well,
he's doing it. He's doing enough to.
There's a couple good ones. MK Big Boss hasn't been as good as of late, and neither has Anathema, but they're still really good. SSSR is really good.
Yeah.
You can name a bunch of Rob players, but not all of them are doing super well right now. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Zomba's the only one out here right now that's consistently like getting in this like top 8.
Yeah, for sure.
And whereas before, we would see Anathema or we would see Big Boss kind of fill in those spots as well.
Yeah. Do y'all have him in top 10? Because I do.
Rob, yeah.
Rob top 10? Yeah, I would say
We'll have to do a tier list.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'll be maybe that'll be next week when we don't have anything to do.
True, actually, that's a good idea. I like that.
Already advertising for the next one.
Already, stay on the lookout, y'all.
So make sure you subscribe.
Hey, there we go. We got any final words for Litvitational and Cirque?
Overall, shout outs to the Florida community. Saw a lot of people giving them flack, giving their TO flack on Twitter for.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's what I was going to say too. Shout outs to Kiki, because screw everyone else. You're making a tournament. Absolutely put yourself in every single time. It is so funny.
I was gonna say the CFL crowd, not my favorite Smash community out there. They definitely do some stuff sometimes, you know what I mean. But in this case, y'all are tripping. Y'all are being haters. These guys are out here flying players out, trying to support their local community and build it up. Like y'all need to put your energy somewhere else.
It's just insane to me. Like I feel like people don't realize how much time goes into this kind of thing, and especially because like fun fact, a lot of people that do this kind of stuff, they also work. They do, they do other things. They have lives outside of Smash as well. So they invest that kind of time, invest the money, and not only that, I'm almost positive anybody actually in that bracket doesn't care either way. You know what I mean? Like it's just people complaining that
it's a one-day invitation
aren't even
at
the event. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know what the location of the venue was or whatever, but bro, if I went out of my way to host an extra invitational right before the tournament, do y'all want to see one more top player that's gonna probably do the exact same that I'm gonna do, maybe win one more set, or let me get in there, bro?
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't matter who you invite, someone's going 0-2, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah,
shout outs to Kiki.
Shout outs for sure.
All right, let's move on to the meat and potatoes, if you will, of the episode, even though we're already 30 minutes in, whatever. We're going to be talking about the Watch the Throne nominees. We have all 15 of them locked in, and by all 15, I mean kind of all 15, because one player we know dropped out, and MFA has been switched in. Which player?
Let's go, MFA.
All right, so our list is Karama, Siski, Luis, Neo, Peanut, Takara, Skyj, Riddles, Masa, Tarek, Tarekatori, WebJP, T3 Dom, Shiny Mark, Elijahman, MFA. One of those players is not getting in. Who y'all want?
Okay.
Just straight up. Who y'all want?
Okay, first off, before we get into that, we gotta take a bet who we think is the player that is dropping out.
Oh.
I think it's MFA. No, kidding.
I feel like...
Editing proof block again. We found out the day after recording this that Shiny Mark is actually going to be the player dropping out due to personal reasons, which is unfortunate but completely understandable. Real life is always going to come first. And because of that, I'm going to cut this little segment right here. But if you want to see this little segment, get us to 5,000 subs. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know the Watch the Throne format, there's going to be 3 vote-ins. There's a qualifier at Let's Make News Miami, Port Priority, and 1 unannounced tournament. But there's actually 2 qualifying spots or vote-in spots because Karama got that KC family, and it's kind of over.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 3, but Karama's got one of them for
In the first 30 minutes, Karama had more likes and retweets than anyone got total. Second place was Siski with 7,000. Karama had that in the first 30 minutes. Now, I will say, EU has been very good in the vote-in phase. They almost always are the top votes. They had Raflo, they had Nader U, they had Gluttony. When it comes to spending the cash, it hasn't been as good. Now, do I think that's going to be the case this time? No, but it's not impossible.
I think Siski as well. He has a very good fan base. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. Him and Andres FM, they actually have a very big Spanish fan base. If you go and check any of their socials, it's huge. It's very surprising actually. So I think Siski also has a very good chance of getting in. I feel like of all the European players, he's the one where people are going to drop the bag on him.
Yeah, well, it's him or Tarek, right?
Tarek is well. I feel like Siski's got him though on the social media presence.
Yeah, I would guess. Again, I'm not as familiar with their social media presence, so I can't really tell, but all I know is that Sissy got that Giants sponsor.
Yeah, that as well. That as well.
That's a big one.
And Louis Money, he might get the Kurama assist and
That's
be able
what
to
I'm
get
saying.
it. He's number 3 in voting right now. Coming in pretty handily over the number 4, who's Neo.
Yeah, it's by almost 1,000.
Yeah, by almost 1,000. I feel like the assist might. I mean, it really comes down to the money portion of it later on. But if Kurama has the KC bag, and then Kurama can convince Northern California to throw it at Louis Money,
it's a NorCal event, right? So sure, we know for a fact either Kurama or Luis is getting it. Kurama, 90% probably, but I think Luis has a really good chance. And
I think so too.
Speaking of Luis, who do y'all just want again? Just straight up, who y'all got?
Okay. My three. Web JP, of course. I'm just a Sheik fan. I'd love to see him. I feel like he could take a couple upsets. One of the only players to take a game off Acola at SmashCon in a 60-40 matchup. So, I think Kurama for sure is getting in, and I'd like to see him in as well. I'm from like Central California, so I got ties to North and South, so I rock with Kurama for sure. And then Shiny Mark, that's my guy right there. I'd love to see Shiny Mark come in, some fire Pikachu play.
Shiny Mark is definitely my top pick, and then I would probably have Luis, and then either Dom or Kurama. I think Riddles would be exciting too, but I'm a really big T3 Dom fan. I think he is very good at this game, and I don't really see Belmonts that much. He's he's like cool with Belmonts, right? Like, yeah, he's camping a little bit, but it's classy.
Yeah,
he's got cool. Yeah.
The only Belmont player I really watch is like Squid Plumber. I watch a lot of. I don't know if you could. Yeah, Squid Plumber. Squid Plumber the GOAT. I got a funny story with him, but we can talk about that on a later episode.
We'll make a Patreon just for that story.
Yeah, Patreon. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even really involve me, but it was just something fun that happened at LTC. But anyways, my 2 picks. Of course, I got to go with MFA. The All Lamar. I'd love to see it. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I mean, that's where I'm going with my support for sure. I'd love to see SkyJ as well. Always hyped to see SkyJ. He pops off at events, so that's always good to see him do well with Incineroar. And then for my 3rd pick, I would probably want to see Tarek. I think that'd be really interesting. Get some more EU representation there.
Tarek, awesome player. Greninja's very slept on in North America, by me especially. I don't think that character's good, but everybody in Europe thinks that he is. So have Tarek come out here and try to show people what's up. Almost beat Mudace at SmashCon as well. That's huge
so good
potential. Yeah, no, that was an amazing set. Now let me say something real quick. Let me get my Slander hat on, okay?
Oh god.
Smash community, bro. If y'all vote in one of these Little Mac players, man, I swear on everything, bro, I'm gonna be so sad, dude. The Little Mac players always make it in these voting phases. I don't know what it is. Little Mac just has like a cult following or something. It's been like that since Smash 4. There's always one Mac player in the voting for everything.
That's true.
They never make it, and we need to keep the tradition because I'm sorry, Peanut's good. Peanut's very good. If there's that much money on the line, bro, I don't know if people gonna be playing in a way where Little Mac's gonna be succeeding, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
Kurama approached him a little too much at SmashCon. Kurama was fighting with him a little too much. I don't know if Kurama's approaching at Watch the Throne.
I mean, Peanut, in terms of like players' raw skill, top 5 player in the world. Is he gonna win a set at this event? I mean, he better not. These are like this is going to be the most stacked invitational. Even if like the 3 lowest ranked players get in here, it's still gonna be the most stacked invitational we've had in Smash.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, every single pick is good, honestly. Masa would be sick. SkyJ's obviously a fan favorite. Neo's story I've been very invested in as of late. Elijah plays Shulk, which allows me to spread propaganda. There's so many good picks.
100%.
The lone Shulk.
And Peanut, I'm not familiar with this other Little Mac player. If one of them's gonna make it in, I definitely want to see Peanut because he has been the one beating up Kage, Kurama. he has some other good wins. I think he beat Tilde before. I could be wrong, but like he has some good wins under his belt for sure. Funny guy as well. I don't know if they're going to be doing skits or whatnot, but that's.
I think they said they weren't, but I imagine they're going to be doing
Oh,
content in some
for
fashion.
sure. Yeah, better. They're
Yeah,
fumbling
Peanut,
the bag.
definitely the best Little Mac. No shot at Terrakatori. Very good player. And I think he's actually won like probably the biggest event Little Mac has won. But Peanut is like, he invented the wheel with this character. He is.
Yeah, you got to be like, you got to be cracked in this game to play a character like that at the level like that, like, and not to waver at all. Like, I've never seen Peanut play any other character. So the dedication to a character like that at that level is crazy to me.
Yeah, I was not familiar with Terrakatori at all before this, but
yeah, same.
Sounds like a
He's
very
so
strong player.
I have to watch some sets.
It's a Little Mac player getting results. Of course, they're going to be good.
Yeah,
they're doing the impossible on the regular. Do we have anything else? Shout out Watch the Throne or we skedaddle?
Shout outs to Watch the Throne. Shout outs to, if y'all need another podcast to come and support, to join the circuit, okay?
The second ever Smash podcast.
Second ever Smash podcast, ranked number 6 in the world right now on the Smash podcast tier list, okay?
And we're going up, may I add.
The stocks are rising every week.
Give us Pool B commentary block, okay? We'll be there. We'll be there.
Well, no. If it's like a 24-hour venue, we'll commentate like those overnight sets.
You got a friendly. You got a friendly setup. That's us.
We're there. Yeah, we're talking.
We'll get our humble starts there.
Yeah. Some players who went in for the the nominations but didn't make it that I'm a little surprised on. Quick. Like we said before, that European support, I would have expected him to make it. Onan, I know people don't like him. I'm always just surprised to see really good players and not do good in these. It's like when Sonics doesn't make it into Summit, and you're like,
yeah.
I know we don't really like to watch him play, but like,
I was so surprised with Zomba, but did Zomba back out?
I think Zomba's backed out.
I think
he
said
he qualified.
Gonna do.
I see right here it says tweet since deleted. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Meister as well was the other one where I'm surprised that he really didn't.
I feel like Meister, like a lot of people are split on Meister. That's probably why. I think he has a lot of fans, but he also has a lot of haters. So
I like Meister. There's a clip of him saying he's better than Mia, and I love that. I need him to feed that fuel.
MK Leo said it too.
Yeah, so. We need this. We need what's the Hungry Box thing? Mia versus Meister. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The grudge matches.
Salt box.
Yes,
Salt box. Yeah,
I need a Mia versus Meister. I need it yesterday. In the ditto.
That'd be sick.
Dude, that'd be if Mia could switch, he would just probably switch to Steve after.
Just immediately counterpick him. All right, I think we are ready to move on to everyone's favorite segment.
Our number one favorite.
I've been ready for this.
The JVGrid. Now, I personally wasn't even trying last time. Were you guys?
Not really. It's like it was the first time doing one for me. So I had to get adjusted and kind of understand what was going on. So I went kind of light on my answers, but this week I'm ready.
And they were playing with us last time. They were giving us some bogus answers.
Yeah, right. That was like it was insane.
Yeah. I saw that he's removed a couple of the categories. This one is hard though.
Okay.
He knows that Tuesdays is when we record the pod. He's gotta give us the hard ones. This time around, guys, if you aren't familiar with JVGrid, basically we have 3 prompts on the top and the left side. There's 9 boxes in total, basically where each of these corresponds at. It's going to be some player that has gotten data within the last 2 years on the Orion, the Lumi, the Ult rank. They're all going to be within this... my bad. They're the pool of players that qualifies for this, basically. You can only choose 1 player per list. If we miss a player, that's it. We only get 9 guesses in total. There's 9 spots. We personally don't look up anything besides if it's video games, and we don't know what characters came out in what video games, because that's hard.
That was the bane of our existence.
Yeah, that was the bane of us last time. But we don't look up results or anything, so we're not cheaters. We're out here trying to get the best score that we can. And the more obscure player that you pick, the lower score that you get. So let's say for this first one, the answer was Spargo, and 50% of the people guessed Spargo. You would get a very low score versus if you guessed your local 2 and 2 Cloud. You know what I mean? That you're the only person who picked them. But yeah, let's hop right into this grid, guys.
I'm ready.
First one is top 16 at Battle of BC, any Battle of BC or port priority, and an arcade main character. So that's what? Oh god, it's the same one as last time. Pac-Man.
Yeah. Pac-Man, fighting game characters. Man, I should have done my research ahead of time here.
Is that Battle of BC and starts with a vowel? Okay, AEIOU. Whose tag starts with?
I'm just gonna start listing player names because I don't know off the top of my head who made top 16 at those tournaments. We got Umeki. Is that an option?
Did Exodia top 8 any Battle of BCs? Because I know he's Canadian, and I could definitely see him.
He
not even top 8, top 16.
It's not. I could see him like having top 16, one of the first ones. Do you guys want to try Exodia for?
I'm down.
I'm down.
Oh, or also Esam, we said, right? That's the safe pick.
Esam, he literally won Battle of BC 3.
Yeah.
And then Ally got second, so we got 2 bells there. So we can either take a risk or be baller, and I'll vote to be baller.
Fuck it. Let's go! Let's go!
Okay.
Good one.
Let's go.
Shout out to Exodia, best player in my region.
There you go, man. Starts with a vowel and was that Kagaribi though. We got that easy.
Umeki.
We got Umeki. We got AIM. We got
AIM.
Who else is there?
Alice, probably.
Alice, yeah. I don't think Acola counts, but
Yeah.
Even if he did.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee you that Alice was there. I just assume he was.
I feel like he was. That tournament was insane. Maybe like Abadongo?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I like Abadongo.
Okay, we'll try Abadongo. Come on. Okay.
Not bad. 12.6? Not bad.
12%er, you know.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's still better than like all but one of the squares we did last week, I think. 12.6 is so.
Pretty much. Low bar.
Yeah.
Well, we could do Jazo for top right.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. That's solid right there. Damn.
Ooh,
what? Yo.
I feel like everybody probably picked like Ashimo.
They picked
like
Japanese
Takara
players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jazo, that's a solid snipe right there. Proof.
We're already doing way better.
Yeah, for real.
Rido, like the Duck Hunt player, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Rido was probably there though.
That's what I'm saying, because Duck Hunt was NES too. I'm almost positive.
I think he uses banjo now though.
Oh, he does use
yeah,
banjo. That's right. Yeah.
But it does say
Also,
main or secondary.
What a switch.
That's also true.
I can't believe he downgraded from Duck Hunt.
I know. That's crazy. Yeah, I'd say Zachary.
So we can rip Zachary. I'm honestly down to rip Zachary.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure. We'll go Zachary.
Just to feel like we're making progress.
Right. Okay, 14. That ain't bad.
Not
Not bad.
Did T ever?
He got second at Battle BC 4.
Okay, that might be a good one then.
I'm down to go
Pac-Man.
with T. We got T or Riddles. Those are two safe.
I think T would be the better choice. I feel like Riddles is like the obvious one.
Okay, for sure.
Being from Canada.
Okay,
yeah,
25.
Okay.
25 Riddles. Riddles
it's
probably
okay.
higher.
Yeah, Riddles was probably 26.
Yeah.
Riddles probably 40.
Well, yeah, I'm about to say.
I can't think of nobody else, man.
Yeah.
What other things are on the arcade? Pac-Man, FGC characters, Donkey Kong.
That's all I could think of.
And then
Mario.
Mario, technically.
Yeah, more.
Spam Cop.
Ooh.
No way he wasn't at Battle of BC 5. Surely he was there.
Spam Cop. Ooh,
No way!
It's probably Mario.
Probably arcade, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if he was
so
there.
Do we want to try Spam Cop for the bottom one?
For mains or okay. Yeah, I'm down for that then. Mains or secondaries, and was that Battle of BC? Now I'm like I'm hoping it isn't that Spam Cop.
Yeah.
Imagine.
I'll try it though. Screw it.
Let's risk it all.
Spam Cop. Yeah.
Big money, big
he
money.
was it.
Oh, Spam Cop. Oh.
Spam Cop, you let us down twice.
You let us down.
I still think this arcade one we can get JDV.
Yeah, I like that.
I think Rocky was there, bro, but I don't want I don't want to fumble the bag on it, so I say we keep it safe and we just pick JDV.
I think we had this exact conversation last time
We
about
did.
Rocky
We
between
literally
JDV and
did.
David, man.
Did we pick it though? Did we pick Rocky though?
We
Or
picked
did
JDV. We picked JDV.
Yeah.
And since we've already pretty much guaranteed we're gonna lose,
I mean, yeah. I say we go
You
Rocky.
guys down
let's
for
rip it. Let's rip it. Go big or go home. Go
Ah.
home.
All right. E7 in the middle. We're done.
Oh, let's just give up. I want to get the Val one because it's bugging me. But if we don't get anything else, it's like we should be able to think of a player whose name starts with like A-I-U.
The vowel.
Yeah,
For real.
Apollo Kage?
he was there and he did bad. So maybe people forgot.
Hey, I'm down.
You know what? Rip it. Let's be great. Not bad.
Okay, 10. Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not the end of the world.
10.17. We'll take it.
I don't know what our score
Catastrophe.
was.
Tragedy.
It's all
The website
over,
broke
man.
on us.
Yeah, no, it's over for us. What the heck?
Here, I'll pull up JVGrid and I'll do it on my second monitor.
Okay, for sure.
I'll see what we get. And whilst I am doing that, notice the proper use of whilst. We gotta hand out the player of the week.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like this one we all had our individual picks last time around. I think we just kind of got to give it to the man of the hour.
Yeah.
We had a consensus this
Yeah,
week.
we did.
for sure.
Player of the week.
Drum
is
roll,
gonna be-
please. I don't know if you can hit me hitting my desk.
I'll have drumsticks somewhere. I don't know where. Not on me. I'll bring them next time.
Good job. All right, it's her. Shocker.
Yeah.
What a
TikToker.
player. What a player. He, again, phenomenal. I really hope we get to see more of him because he was just so impressive.
Yeah, he is different, man. Like his patience for how young he is to competition is just it's very impressive. It's very impressive to see him be able to keep up with Acola, the way that he was able to. Acola, somebody who he doesn't really get hit by cheesy stuff. He don't give away wins for free, and he's very knowledgeable about matchups. So like Snake's one of those characters, strong tournament character, but I feel like when you get the matchup down, you can start to shut Snake down a little bit. But
Yeah, for sure.
he was in his bag, bro. He was definitely in his bag.
And especially after coming out, out of that losers run as well. To go through that losers bracket, and then you got to deal with that, and it's like to be able to do that, and especially at a young age, it's crazy.
The fruits of your labor are you get to fight against Acola.
Yeah, that's your real one.
You beat me in the most unwinnable matchup possible, and now you get to fight the best player in the world.
Yeah.
What a gift. Yeah, I mean, I play Snake, so he's my hero. Not much to say there. I think that just about wraps it up. We thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Y'all got anything to say before we head out?
Nah, man. I think that another good episode. Appreciate anybody that stuck around through the whole thing. Listen to us just ramble about this stupid video game that we all decided to play one day. Had a really good time. Had a great time talking with y'all.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, it's. I think the first episode got a lot of good support. Love to see it. Glad you guys are enjoying it. We love talking about the game. It's fun to recap events as a group and kind of talk about future events and things like that. It's something nice to look forward to every week. So I'm really excited for the future of this podcast. Got a lot of cool things planned. And again, if you guys have any ideas for us, definitely just let us know in the comments here.
Support has been unreal. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
See ya.